All right, guys. So today we're going to be doing a whole page picture. We're going to be putting an owl inside of the hole in the tree where he's living. So think about it as an entire picture, just like you would take with your camera. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out how big the hole is and where it's going to be. So I'm going to start a little ways from the top. And I'm going to come and I'm going to curve down to make a big oval. Since the owl is really the most important thing, I want to give him lots of room. Then I'm going to come and I'm going to make the things around my tree. So trees in their bark have little knots. So they're places where it's kind of curled up a little bit and it has gotten not smooth and straight grain like we think about wood. It gets almost like a little polka dot. So in order to start making those, I want to come and go in. Now, they don't have to be perfectly round. It's not a situation where it's always geometrical. So you're just going a couple times in. If they end up running into each other, like maybe your second one touches your third one, that's totally fine. Not a big deal. And in fact, it will probably help yours look a little bit more realistic. All right, now we've got to create the rest of the wood grain. We're going to use these knots to help us get our lines going. Now, wood grain is intentionally a little wavy, a little messy. So go around here, and then this line might be going up around that other knot, and then maybe it comes over. So I'm going to intentionally create a texture that's a little bit. Let's finish getting the rest of it. Turn it so it's easier for you guys to see. So I'm just taking and starting mine at those knots so that I have some idea about where to put myself. That way I've got a starting point and an ending point. And remember, you're not going for straight, so you absolutely should not be using a ruler on this. I know sometimes that's a crutch that we like to have, but you don't need a ruler for this. This is very free and very wild and kind of messy. But it is a great trick to know because now you can use this on tables, you can use it on blocks, you can use it on floors. So knowing how to create wood grain is a great thing. And keep coming, almost there. Okay. Now we've got our tree and our hole in our tree. Now we need our owl. So the first thing we're going to need is basically right in the middle, we're going to draw a triangle. It's going to be almost equilateral, but not quite. So my triangle, I stop a little bit away from each side, and then I'm going to come down to the middle of the triangle. If it helps you to know where your middle is, where you're coming down to, you can go to the middle of your line and kind of go down and make a mark. Okay, now we need to add the beak. So I'm going to start a little bit up in my triangle, and I'm going to make a diamond. Now in that diamond, I'm going to erase what's behind it, and I'm going to give it 2 nostrils. 1, 2, so he can breathe. Now, underneath this lovely triangle, I'm going to come and I'm going to draw my almost flattened out or squished out oval to make my head shape. And then I'm going to draw, touching this triangle, I'm going to curve for the outer rim of the eye. Now I'm going to curve to make the little line that comes around. I'm going to make one more curve inside, and that's going to be where my pupil is. Now I like to leave little spots for there to be reflection. That way it looks it doesn't look dead. It doesn't look like it's just flat on the paper. It gives it a little bit more life. All right, so we've got our owl's face. He does look pretty angry, but you're invading his home, so it makes sense. We're going to come touch a little bit above the bottom of that oval, and we're going to come down and hit. Then we're going to start underneath the beak, and we're going to go bump, 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 and bump. So there's that first part. Now we're going to come and we're going to add some letter U's to give him some more texture in those feathers. Your letter U's can connect, or you can have them where some connect and some don't, or where none of them connect. Either way, it'll help you have that texture feeling. All right, now we're going to make the bottom of the wing. We're going to touch right here and curve back. Now, generally, their feathers that are down here are long and slender. So I'm going to come make those a little bit longer. And then he needs his belly because obviously we've got everything else. So I'm going to come from the same point I did for his wing on the other side. And I'm going to come and curve around till it meets the bottom and makes his belly. I'm going to give him a little bit of texture up here too on his chest so that it feels like that's not neglected. All right. And now, my friends, it is time for the Sharpie. I'll Sharpie the owl, but I trust you guys to go ahead and Sharpie the wood when you get to it. But we all know that if I was to Sharpie that while we were doing our video, it would take forever. So we will Sharpie the owl together, and then I will release you on your own. So, small one, the small one, and then there's our black one. The small one, the small one, and then there's our black one. All right, now I'm gonna get that owl, get his wing. If you hear a dog whining, that is because my older dog is whining to go outside. He's going to wait just a minute because he is a big boy and he can do it. And then I'll come down the tummy, getting his tufts of feathers on his chest. All right, and you are ready to go and do your wood grain. Make sure you're paying attention and that you then erase before you color. That way, all the pencil marks, if you had anything where you changed it or you made a mistake and went back, that way the pencil marks are your secret. All right, so good luck.